Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. How are my royalties doing? Make sure you have some petty tea, something to devour, eat, nibble, and everything. And make sure don't only just eat physical like nourishment, but make sure you absorb and devour positivity. Like sometimes, especially with these dark months since this ugh, person got into the White House, it's like music, and I love anime, so sometimes my favorite animes I need to play, documentaries, and like even though they canceled The Residents, even though they were up for awards and amazing actors and actresses and disability representation and such wide range of different complexities within each character, but you know what? I'll get over it. But I learned earlier this year that yeah, on top of anime, I love K dramas. So I've been watching a lot of K dramas. Even the latest one that I've watched, which oh my gosh, it's interesting. Genie Make a Wish. Huh. I mean, I have to go back and rewatch some others because sometimes I talk about some of the shows and how I relate to them. And yeah, let's just say K-pop Demon Hunters. Huh. That hit hard in so many ways. And my favorite song is not like I love Golden, of course, but there were certain songs and certain scenes that from a disability perspective hit really hard, especially the song at the end and the words where it's like it's like the words unwritten, the words unsung and things like that, and also with the markings on our arms, and it's like not being able to show herself and be herself. And since most of you guys have already been watching my episodes, you know that I was for over 30 years undiagnosed. Doctors ignored me. Doctors blamed me. Doctors said I was a liar. Even though I walked like that since I was born. My parents showed me to a group of doctors when I was a baby. And they're like, "Oh, no, that'll whatever." It's like she'll get out of that. But then years later, she's making it up. She wants attention. She's a liar. And I think that's oh no. Oh, I got a reply from one of my girls. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Multitasking a lot. Like, yeah, trying to get back into, I know with my Facebook, okay, I have not worked on that in so long. And actually, yeah, I'll go and close that. Okay, so yeah, let's just say multitasking because, especially now that I'm so close with getting the greeting cards and the can't, like, well, I need to finish a few of the items for the candles, but once I get everything up and ready, I want to at least have those items on Etsy, and there's a few other sites that I need to work on, and my website, and also Facebook and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's like I was this morning I've been looking at different options or the style or the way that I want to do things and listing other supplies that I need to get in order to get the look that I want, at least for the website and the images and things. So, yeah, trying to be a businesswoman. But back to what I was talking about, it's like doctors were blaming me, and when my parents at times wanted to hide me or tell me, you better act right, you better walk right, you better do this, you better do that. Why are you doing this? And if I said I don't know, spanking time, punishment time, being told I was nothing but a liar and a waste of time. Yeah, yay me. And so, yeah, like the way I know everybody can connect to at least a character and they connect to the movie in different ways and stuff, but just from the markings on her arms and her being born, it wasn't her choice, she was born with it. And since I was born with my disability, and one where no one wanted to deal with it or talk with about it. They wanted to blame me. People wanted nothing to do with me because of how like my visible difference. And so, but yeah, I'll talk about that another day. And I want to talk more about The Residents, even though they canceled it, but it's such an amazing show. And I know some people are going to be like, big deal, who cares? They'll make other. And, but you don't understand when it comes from someone. And the thing is, I'm not on the spectrum. Well, I know I'm very unique and different, like with my personality. So, but yeah, I'm not on the spectrum, but it might be because with the, yeah, I'm learning a lot about the things with my disability, and I'm like, oh, haha, I'm learning something new almost every week and month about it. And I'll tell you guys stories maybe a year or two from now, but I will never forget the time where I learned something about my disability because it happened a few times within my life, but I never understood why, or I thought something was wrong with me or whatever. But I remember I mean, I'll tell you the whole story at a different time, but it was one of the times where I felt guilty and I felt so bad because, oh, it's like now I'm getting a little teary, like, but I remember like I was in the kitchen with my sister. And I told her, because I looked it up on my phone or laptop or whatever. And I was like, oh, this is a part of my disability. And I explained it. And then she started getting teary eyed. And I mean, that's why I'm getting teary eyed because I felt so bad because of like my misdiagnosis for all these years and how we had a terrible relationship. And it's like she doesn't know how bad it was because, well, I mean, she knows we had our differences, but she doesn't know. Like, like I've explained so many times in different episodes, the domino effect of things. But I'm gonna talk more about Elio, and let's see, there are a few. Oh, Posh Spice. I watched majority. Like, I think I'm on the last episode, and I'm gonna rewatch it. But I had to start working on one of my projects, so I had to like turn it off or whatever for the night. But oh my, like when it comes to her, like the self esteem and her dream and her goals, and it's like I love like her parents supported her. Like, and I'm not saying that I wanted my parents to like redo the mortgage or whatever, like go to those lengths or whatever, but with her parents supporting her, helping her. And then when she wanted to leave the school, her mom was like, okay, but her father was like, you fight through that. And that moment right there helped change her life. But I was total opposite. I was told I was going to get thrown out of the house if I tried to live my dreams. And just so seeing the difference, like so sometimes I look at her and her passion, her dreams, and she wanted to learn fashion design. She loved fashion design. She learned while being a Spice Girl, like her real goals and dreams and things, and went and took lessons, but then people didn't give her credit. And I mean, I'll talk about it in another episode, of course, but watching how she had such a strong support team, and I'm alone. And I mean, I kind of have support now, but it's more out of pity. And it's more out of, okay, you weren't lying for over 30 years about how you walk. And yeah, like I'm not going to apologize to you. So instead of apologizing to you, I'm going to at least allow you to do what you said you've always wanted to do. Yeah, my life, right? But okay. So now that you guys know about what I'm going to be working on, and yes, it's kind of like a long intro, but at the same time, I am the handicapable black woman. So I have absorbed and have to take a lot of the isms: sexism, racism, ableism. Ah, yeah, the joy. And so like when a lot of times when especially like okay, if you guys have been listening to the recent episodes, you already know who I'm talking about because now I'm like, oh, I know the nicknames now. It's like a lot of the colonizers, they're like, there's no more racism, get over it. But then at the same time, You don't have to be white to be a colonizer, because like I've said in past episodes, I know a lot of Middle Eastern colonizers. And now with my episode, I if I have any more seconds, I might like try to put like a little insert in there talking about, yeah, I'm talking about the colonizing Middle Eastern men. Yeah, because like especially like while talking about all of the pieces, I I feel like there's parts of the puzzle that I didn't have yet, but now while I've been talking about different things and different subjects, some of the pieces were in the wrong puzzle box or whatever. But yeah, it's like, especially within America and especially with Generation Z, there are a lot of colonizer Middle Eastern men. And I mean, we have the original colonizers, but a lot of the colonizers, like, they made sure that they talked to the certain Middle Eastern type of men and told them about black people and stereotype black people and put black people down. So then at that point they're like, oh, there's no racism. Get over it. There's no racism. You just, guys aren't just smart enough. You're not good enough. Oh yeah, it's like this person got this position, but only because they're black. They're not good. They're not great. They got it out of pity. They got it because lawfully they had to give them the job. They didn't deserve it. These are all things that I've heard from the colonizing Middle Eastern demographic. And especially, yeah, the guys who match with me on a dating app or whatever. And then I find out they're married. Then I find out they're married or engaged or in a relationship, but a lot of times married. Yeah, you guys must be so proud of yourself. But with that, see, everything's coming together. My channel is as messy as my life, but they come together at times. It's like, it's crazy how, like, I'm going to be talking about racism a lot because, especially a lot of the original colonizers, they keep trying to write me and tell me that I'm naive and arrogant and I don't know what I'm talking about. And or it's like, this is a podcast. It's like mostly just to listen. I put images and stuff like, but basically I'm the type where you can put your headphones on and listen and you don't have to look at the screen. I sometimes I do put links. It's like, while like when you look at the screen, if you see links and articles and evidence, great. I hope you click on it and either read it, watch it, and look at the other perspectives. And because sometimes there are colonizers who try to tell me you're the only one that thinks that way. No one's gonna believe you. You are dumb or stupid or ignorant. You don't know you're woke. You don't know the reality. It's like you just want an excuse of why you or your race acts the way they do or ended up the way they do. I don't care to learn about African American history because that history has nothing to do with my life, even though African American history is American history. Because African American, but they still don't want to learn that history because it makes them too sad. It makes them too sad. But also, then if they learned about it, maybe they will learn the domino effect of how a lot of our culture is the way that it is. But then at the same time, they will realize how racism has followed us since we were forced on that ship and came here on this land. But then a lot of colonizers say that they are the originals, they are the natives. Even though we have Native Americans, they don't get that word native. It's like they need to go back to reading and phonics, but instead it's like they want the dominance, they love the power. They say that it's like every country that they went to are happy that they got there, even though they have independence days. Do you know almost every country in this world has an independence day from these Europeans? Yeah. And it's like, why would they call it independence? Why would they celebrate independence from the people who came up on those boats? Why would they celebrate being away from you? Why would they celebrate not having to deal with you? Yeah, but yeah, there's a certain pastor on one of these YouTube channels, or I was like, I think he's on another network too, or whatever. But he had the nerve to say, they are so happy when they saw our sheps. They were so happy when they saw our presence. Oh no, how come they celebrate that you went bye bye? Yeah, think about that. But also, okay, because then I started off with the Middle Eastern men, but a lot of Asian Americans, period, are learning about the racism because, yeah, that restaurant, I don't know what order I'm going to put these episodes out on, but I talked about that. I think it's called like Big White, White Fish, White something, or whatever. But this restaurant who puts all of the Asian people in one corner, yeah, repeatedly over and over again. Yeah. But okay, I just did the episode, so go watch it. But it's like, okay, this is when, okay, this is to all my Asian Americans because yeah, black people, we, and that's one thing, like they, people of color don't want to talk to black people. You guys don't want to talk to black people when our ancestors are the ones that fought for our rights and we are the ones that had to learn the colonizer game. It's like we had to learn the colonizer game. And then also, when the colonizers decided to build a colonizer white town only, all of a sudden, oh well, if black people were able to do it, we would be so proud of them. Like, you're just showing how stupid you are because you don't know our history, and you don't know that when after slavery and when black people were doing that, you don't know the history of Black Wall Street. You don't know all of the times where they burned down like the colonizers, the white colonizers came and burned down the towns, tore up everything, stole everything, eliminated people because their towns were so wonderful and beautiful and amazing and even better than some of the white colonizers. Yeah. Yeah. They don't know that history, but then they don't want to learn the history, but then they want to blame African Americans for how our country is the way it is. And then they have the nerve to say there's no racism when they don't want to learn the history that shows the darkness, the shadows, and just the disgusting like footprints of racism. They don't. And so, okay. One trick is, well, and I don't even know why I'm saying this, but I don't know. Part of me, well, it's just to be petty. It's like, and I mean, I have a, and lately I've been wondering who are my friends. It's like oh Josh, like Jason. Oh, I know you too. I love you and I adore you, but yeah, like there's a lot of people who compared me to my perfect sister, and they were like, oh, she's making it up, she's a liar. It's like there's nothing wrong with her. It's like, so that's, it's like, and I used to always check up on them when I found out their parents passed away or they got diagnosed with something or whatever. I checked up on them, and but then they never said hello to me or checked up on me or try to see, but so I'm not even gonna say like, okay, I have diverse acquaintances. I know of them, but I don't know them. They don't know, I know they don't know me. They haven't checked up, like, they have no idea about my published books. They don't know about my diagnosis and all the crap and ugh, the horrible nightmare I have had to live because they were too busy thinking I was a liar. But, okay, here's a little tip. When you go to one of these racist restaurants, everybody has a white friend. And when I say white friend, I don't mean colonizer. If you know of the other name, like, get yourself an Underground Railroad white friend. Yeah. And go to the restaurant. See where they sit you then. Because black people now, if you like, oh, and especially if you have more than one, because if you have one, they might still try to sit you in the corner, but at least kind of close to the middle because of that friend or whatever. But if you're the only Asian friend and you can find like a group of Underground Railroad friends, see where they sit you. See where they sit you. because especially in that video, I saw like in one of the videos, I saw a black man and I saw that he was with some of the Underground Railroad whites. And I was like, yep, he knows the game. He knows the game. He knows exactly who to cut, or that, or he's a black MAGA. See, I don't know. Like these days, like if you, oh guys, check out my Patreon because I show you like a lot of like white MAGA, but I show you guys some of the Hispanic and the Asian, like the Middle Eastern MAGA. Oh my, it's horrific. Like, and it's like there's some that are for free, but yeah, a lot of them like the dating nightmares ones, yeah. But $2 a month for like I have a $4 tier, but I it's like once I get a larger demographic, I'm gonna start doing the cold cases and some of the nerd type of stuff, and I'm gonna have higher tiers or whatever. But start small. Like first, I need to finish this novel and I need to get the candles and I need to get like other stuff out, But yeah, disability life and everything. So, but that is my tip. Try and see what happens then. Because yeah, I've already said my story time. I've already told you guys what happens when myself and an Asian token did that while working. So yeah, go check that out. Yeah. But okay, okay. A lot of people want to again say there's no more racism, get over it. You guys just use that as an excuse, blah blah blah. But with the restaurant, that was evidence, and now I hope that maybe people of color can kind of see what's going on, and then also what's happening with ICE. Hello, come on! But then at the same time, pay attention to the people who are still applauding and they want more of it, and they're saying they're not getting enough, and they're saying this is the best moment in history. Pay attention to those because those are not only colonizers, they're colonizing bigots. Okay, and if you're friends with them, and especially if you're a person of color or black, if you're a person of color or black, what are you doing? Like, really? Oh, all right. Like, if you, because, yeah, be careful with that. I'll just say, be careful with that. But if that's not a hint of the racism that's going on, and especially with those visas, it's I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the situation because it's like for years, especially Middle Eastern men kept telling me there's no more racism and it's black people who are the issue and all of this other stuff. And even though African American women are the highest like educated demographic in this country, but as a whole, Middle Easterns, it's like you guys, like the doctors, lawyers, and everything like that. But it's like African American women, yeah, we still got you as a demographic and everything. So, ooh, yeah. Anyway, but it's a lot of them who usually tell me that black women aren't able. But then I've mentioned my books to a few, and it's funny how they tell me, oh, I'm going to tell you how you need to fix your plot. I need to tell you how you to fix this. And I was like, but that's not the demographic. That's not who I'm writing for. Oh, well, that means I'm never going to read your book. And then they're mad that I don't care if they're never going to read my book. And it's like, especially a lot of the stuff they tell me, okay, that's probably more for men. That's not like I want some men, yeah, come read it. But am I gonna target men? Not exactly. No, yeah, is some a lot of men are not gonna relate to it, and uh, but I don't know. It's just a lot. Like sometimes men always want to be the main character. Men always want women to focus on them, and it's just to a point where it's just like, no, I'm good. I'm good. But then it also gets me to the racism within sports because remember that, oh, that awful. Okay, this is all in my opinion, but that awful, terrible, arrogant, vile, vicious, no good bigot who said that politics shouldn't be in sports, just shut up and dribble. Yeah, she wants us to shut up and dribble. Have you guys paid attention with sports and politics? And especially with colonizers? Colonizers. It's like as long as you obey and be a good boy and get on that field and win a game for you or for them, yeah. But don't get on one knee, don't kneel. It's like don't share or express the injustices that's going on in the country. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. No. And with the halftime show, oh, don't you dare have a different language in English. I don't want diversity, equity, and inclusion. That's just, no, that's appalling. Remember what the orange man said? It's like certain blood is poisoning this country. Remember? Remember what he said, talked about with black jobs? He meant farming. He meant the low paid job, but you love your sports, you love your football. And it's like, pay attention to the people who on Super Bowl Sunday or Super Bowl, football, whatever. Yeah. Pay attention who switches the channel during the halftime show because those are the types who are basically saying shut up and dribble. Because if I'm gonna have a whole thing about it's like Bad Bunny because sometimes I wonder are men jealous of Bad Bunny? Because one, he multilingual. I think that's so attractive. And I've already talked about like how I wish that I learned like I know some American Sign Language and I know some Spanish, but I didn't want to learn Spanish. I wanted to learn Japanese and or Mandarin and stuff like that. But my parents are like, no, you gotta. So anyway, but I'm gonna learn at least a little bit more, and I'm gonna start listening to more of his music in Spanish so that I can be ready for the big game. But I just wonder, are men jealous of him because he is so handsome? I mean, he passes handsome. He's not just pretty. He's a beautiful man. And the thing is, he's comfortable within his masculinity. He's not scared to break the man code. I have to sit this way. I have to wear this and do this like that one Republican guy. Like okay, in my opinion, he's such an idiot. But it's like he is who he wants to be. He is an individual. He also stands by his political beliefs. He stands by his people, his culture, and the beauty within his culture. And I love that. And I love that especially for him. And like and so I don't know, it's just as a black person I always felt like we all had to stick together, especially with people of color. But then I realized that people of color, a lot of them, they always want to partner with the colonizers because like they were taught like a lot of them were taught, don't be near the black people. Black people are no good. Black people are going to tear you down. But then they don't know the history. They don't know about how the colonizers kept tearing down African Americans, their homes, their towns, and like even when it came like the illegal activity with real estate mortgages, and then how the highways were built like to mess up African American lives and things like that. And then the sit-ins and whites only, blacks only, like, and a lot of people of color still think that they would be at the whites only fountain. What, like, let me know, like, people of color, which water fountain do you think you would have been able to drink at? Let me know, because that would be an interesting conversation. Okay, because it said coloreds. You're people of color. You're people of color. So think about which fountain you would have been drinking at. Thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handy capable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.